woman stops being so young and beautiful, they run off with another young, beautiful woman. There are many people who fall in love, and they just say, you know, the song, I can't stop loving you. I can't stop loving you. They can't stop loving. They can't love the person. It doesn't matter. No force on earth is going to stop me from loving that person. No matter what comes, if the mountains fall into the sea, I will not stop loving you. No separation on earth. Nothing can keep us apart. This love will never die. Nothing on earth can stop my love, this love for this other person. Nothing. Except one thing. Marriage. They get married, and they wonder what happened to the love. What happened to that love that was so unstoppable? It got stopped by a dirty sock. You know, nothing could stop it. The sun and the moon and the stars. And it got stopped by a cap of a toothpaste thing that was left out, you know? You know, the point is, this is not the love that this is not real, godly, biblical love. This is not that it's wrong, but it's neither here nor there. As believers, we often never make the distinction between what is real love and what is this love. It's one of the most important things we can get straight. There is this mushy love, that feeling, this love that we mean when we say it most of the time. It's a feeling. We're just declaring a fact. The effect that the person has on me is I love them. I love their qualities. This is my reaction. I love it like I love food and I love other things. I'm just blessed. I feel good when I'm around them. That's fine, but that's not biblical love. There's nothing good or bad about it. It's just that's what it is. I'm sure many of you experience it, but there was a woman who said, I can't live without you. I said, well, you're going to have to try. Because there's no way in this lifetime you're going to live with me. You know, a woman once said, this is before I was in pastoral ministry, but I was doing a Bible study, and she said she was going to commit suicide if I didn't return her affections. And I had to come over, because she was going to do it. And like an idiot, I went over. And I learned the hard way. I mean, there was no way she was going to do anything, but I learned the hard way. And she said, I can't live without you. Please try. I love you in the worst way. I know. That's what I'm afraid of. You know, but I love them. I love that person so much. You know, we get this in counseling. I love it, and the other person doesn't feel the same way. I love that person. I love, if you really love them, do you really love them? Then stay away from them. Bless them, pray for them, but stay away from them. Ask God for the best for that person, whether it has anything to do with you or not. If you really love them. I can't live without them. Do them a big favor. Live without them. See, it wasn't real. That's not real love. That's need and want and desire or lust. But it's love. I know it's love. How do you know it's love? I think about them all the time. I dream about them. I can't stop thinking about them. I have to be with them. That's addiction. If you substituted alcohol or drugs or gambling, how would that differ from addiction? That's want and infatuation, but love, it's not love as God says. Don't say that's God's love. And what happens if you don't get it? That's the test. Then people go into withdrawal. And these people who love these other people so much now start resenting the fact that they never returned it. I've seen this in ministry. I've seen this in counseling. But I know it's love. Why? I have butterflies in my stomach. That's not love. That's indigestion. Take Alka-Seltzer and you'll be okay. I know it's love. Why? I need that person. How could it not be? I need that person. My life will not be complete without them. How can that not be love? I need them to live. Well, a tick feels the same way about a dog. That doesn't mean it's love. It's humorous, but I'm very serious about this. That's the problem with most marriages, is both people need each other to fulfill each other. They think the other one is going to meet all their needs. And then once they get married, to fulfill their dream, one day they wake up and find there's no more dream. It's 2 ticks and no dog. That's really true. I've had married people, you know, and thank God it has not happened often, but they falling into adulterous romantic feelings and saying, oh, but she's unlike my wife, she's so sweet, she's so loving, she's so spiritual. No, she's not so sweet. I mean, because it's going both ways. She's not so loving and she's not spiritual. Otherwise, she wouldn't be involved in this. She wouldn't be destroying your marriage and your home and her marriage and her home, and you wouldn't be either. There's nothing sweet about that. So that very same thing can become evil. That very same thing can destroy a home. So that's not the love of God in any way. And sometimes believers put spiritual names on what is not spiritual. You know, I've had people tell me, you know, I was not listening to God because I didn't feel the feelings that they felt. And they're praying, oh, open his eyes. And people are praying for other people. Open them so they can hear from you and fall in love with me. Why? You know, how is that different from witchcraft? Why should you shouldn't be praying, God, make them feel that. It should be, Lord, forgive me. Change my heart. Forgive me of idolatry. You're my first love. You're my portion. You're my filling. You see, if you can't live without them, you're not going to live with them. If love is what's natural, then what are you giving? If love is evoked by someone else, then what are you choosing? When someone is lovable, I don't just mean romantic, I mean in any way. Someone is lovable, how is that the love of God? That's just being evoked. That's not a choice. The glory of God is when the love is not warranted. And when it's not expected or deserved or explainable or evoked, or it's the love you give is more than what is warranted. Today, marriage is often based on falling in love. You know, if I can just get the right one. The right one, you know. In older days, it was not based on that. In older days, in ancient times, often it was arranged. There was no romance, there was no courting, no going out to a restaurant, no roses, no all that stuff. Romance had almost nothing to do with it. And you know what? You look at the two, and which one was more successful? The ones that weren't chosen. Imagine that. Imagine if your parents matched you up with someone who you didn't know at all. And the fact is, with all the choosing that we do, that ends up being less successful than when they just said, "Love, here you are together, love them." That's it. Because the problem is we live in such a consumer culture that we are so much into trying to please and get our needs met that very spirit destroys the marriage. The point is, it was unconditional. You love the person.